Hey, good morning. Timing's perfect here. 63 degrees, very balmy in Santee. We're making light of the fact that it's jacket weather until the sun comes up. But the point of our being here is tomorrow brings an even greater threat of wildfires through Friday, and we'll talk about it straight ahead. Hunter, good morning.
Good morning, Ed. Happening here downtown at about 9 o'clock. The City Council will vote to establish an independent oversight commission for police practices. But what does this mean for a review board already in place for City Council? Well, we're going to have that answer and much more about what the council is going to be considering coming up a little later. But first, let's check in with Allie Wagner.
Good morning. Yeah, we're down here in Pacific Beach, where today the City Council's Active Transportation and Infrastructure Committee will be meeting to discuss the status of dockless scooters and bikes. We'll have details coming up. Good morning, Francella.
Good morning, Allie. Happy Wednesday. It is certainly fall, but it's going to feel more like summer. Temperatures are going to be extremely warm, and we're going to have another round of Santa Ana winds bringing us extremely critical fire weather. Details coming up. Good Morning San Diego starts right now.
This is Good Morning San Diego.
Good morning, San Diego. I'm Lauren Finney.
And I'm Paul Rudy. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd. Coming up in this hour of Good Morning San Diego, there is a very impressive automobile on our patio right now. And Jason is going to be talking with Dave Stahl about a Mercedes-Benz 2019 that, I'll tell you what, wouldn't be a bad ride to go home in.
No, it'd be pretty nice if you got the cash for that. Yeah. We're also going to be talking to Poway Mayor Steve Voss a little after that. It's already getting time to gear up for carols by candlelight.
Are we going to be caroling?
We're not going to be caroling, thank you.
I'm going to warm up.
Well, we begin this morning with the City Council of San Diego's Public Safety and Livable Neighborhoods Committee considering an initiative that would form a police oversight body.
Hunter Sowers is live downtown with all the details. Good morning, Hunter.
Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Lauren. Yes, we are live from the City Administration Building where, like you just said, that committee is going to be voting on creating that independent oversight commission. And many people probably wonder what makes this commission different from what is already in place. The already in place measure is known as the Public Safety and Livable Neighborhoods Committee, is going to be voting on that. Now, the Women Occupy San Diego, they're going to be the ones that are proposing this measure. And what makes it different from the measure that's already in place is the ability for an independent council to come in and have subpoena power to investigate certain cases of misconduct by law enforcement. So right now, the current CRB, it's considered an advisory board to the mayor's office, and it's represented by the city attorney's office. Now, the CRB, it lacks the ability to use subpoena power and the authority to investigate police misconduct complaints. So obviously, if this were to pass, it would hybrid the investigatory review and the auditing body. So it would bring both of those together. City Attorney Mara Elliott, she did propose a similar initiative, but that initiative was voted down in the last September meeting because they said it would be confusing if both of those initiatives passed. So again, right now, if this committee is passed through this full city council, but also through the full council, voters can expect to vote on this on the November 2020 ballot. So again, we are live from the City Administration Building, where behind me at 9 o'clock, they're going to be considering to create that commission. And we're going to, of course, keep everybody updated on what the status is of that as it moves forward. But for now, we will send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Hunter, thank you.
Today's weather might seem normal for San Diego, but a red flag warning is expected to go into effect tomorrow.
Ed Lenderman is live in Santee with how the county is getting ready for another round of dangerous fire weather. Good morning, Ed.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah, even more severe conditions tomorrow, Friday, maybe even into Saturday. So everybody stay prepared. Stay cautious, etc. We are live in Santee this morning. Again, it is jacket weather. We're always out here in the East County before the sun comes up, but don't let that fool you. Today's the day to just kind of chill, if you will, because again, tomorrow and Friday, much more severe conditions and the potential for wildfires ratcheted up exponentially. The red flag warning takes effect from 5 a.m. Thursday to 5 p.m. Friday. Stronger winds, much stronger, raising the threat of wildfires. And this is also going to be coupled with much drier conditions. I talked to Francella before we headed out the door, and she said it is going to be the humidity is just going to be non-existent, and yes, the winds are going to be much stronger. We had mild winds Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Today, not as much, but these winds are expected to be 25 and 35 miles an hour. That's sustained winds. All we had the last couple of days were winds that were gusting. So the winds were mild, they were gusting to 30 to 35. Now we're talking about gusts of 60 miles an hour. Again, much stronger than what we had earlier in the week. Now, that also brings us to San Diego Gas and Electric. They have put out the word that they could shut off power. Again, this is all about the winds, not the dryness. They could shut off power to up to 24,000 customers as the wildfire danger increases tomorrow. Some of the communities affected, the usual places: Alpine, Verona, Barrett Lake, Boulevard, Campo, Cuyamaca, Descanso, East Poway. That's usually not quite on the list there. East Valley Center, Julian, Mesa Grande, Mount Laguna, Palomar Mountain, Pine Valley, and Ramona. Those are some of the communities that could be affected tomorrow. So again, the watchwords beginning tomorrow through Friday at least, maybe even into Saturday, are preparedness and caution. We are live in Santee, so enjoy today, because tomorrow could be real dicey. And everybody just, again, be the eyes and ears of the firefighters. You see something, call it in immediately. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, we just have to keep pounding home the words of caution. Thank you, Ed.
Well, that's our segue into Francella, who could probably amplify what Ed just had to say as it relates to the pending weather.
Yeah, good morning, Francella.
Good morning, Lorena. Paul, yes, we're certainly going to be going into another Santa Ana wind event, and this one's going to be even worse than what we experienced earlier this week. So yesterday was quite toasty. We had record-breaking temperatures in Oceanside Harbor. We had an 84-degree record temperature, so shattering the old one. It is clear right now, so we're looking at mostly clear skies, maybe a little bit of smoke from the fire in Camp Pendleton in North County. Other than that, just crystal clear out there. 48 the temperature in Ramona. Temperatures in downtown San Diego, 61, 71 for Fallbrook, and for Borrego Springs, we're looking at 57 degrees. Here's a look at our microclimate forecast for today. Today's going to be probably about 5 degrees cooler than what we had yesterday, but still well above average with temperatures even up to 15 degrees above average. So 83 for the coast, 95 for the inland valleys, 80 for the mountains, 96 for the deserts. Plenty of sunshine. I know yesterday a lot of people were enjoying the beach. This is La Jolla, Barry Almond. A lot of people were there enjoying the sun, cooling down just a little bit compared to what it was like inland, because inland temperatures were right around 101 in places like Santee, 96 in Escondido, and even Stu was enjoying the day yesterday with a beautiful blue sky and sunshine. But yes, if you're going to be heading out to the beach today to cool down just a little bit, we're going to have low rip currents for today. Waves are going to be a little bit smaller, 2 to 3 feet. Water temperatures 66 to 70 with our high tide at 6:55 and our low tide at 12:17 this afternoon. Red flag warning continues in effect. Actually, we had a fire weather watch yesterday. The National Weather Service upgraded it to a red flag warning. It begins Thursday at 5 a.m. and it continues through Friday at 5 p.m. So we're going to go through a stronger Santa Ana wind event. We're going to talk about that in just a bit. Our critical fire weather will continue, and I'll let you know until when. In the meantime, let's take a look at traffic at 6:08, let you know what's going on across the county. And here is a look at the 5 south between the 905 and Camino de la Plaza. All the freeways closed, all lanes are closed, and this is until 7 p.m. and this is due to road work there. So keep that in mind. Going northbound on the 5, we're looking at a crash on the 5 north at J Street. So starting to see a little bit of a buildup there. Not too bad just yet. And the 805 about 20 minutes from Sweetwater Road to Governor Drive. So looking good. So far, so good. All right, guys, over to you.
All right, so far so good. We'll take it. Thanks, Francella.
Thank you, Francella.
The FDA is under pressure to finalize its policy on flavored e-cigarettes. The chairman of the House Subcommittee on Economic and Consumer Policy sent a letter to the FDA demanding action. On September 11th, President Trump promised the FDA would be putting out some very strong guidance within 2 weeks. Now, more than a month later, lawmakers and health officials are expressing impatience. Concern over e-cigarette use among young people has led to a backlash against vaping here in the U.S.
The pharmaceutical giant Biogen says it will ask the FDA for approval on its experimental Alzheimer's medication. Clinical studies of the drug were put on hold back in March because the medication was deemed not promising enough at that time. But Biogen says new studies have shown better results. According to the company, the trials suggest the drug can offer significant benefits to Alzheimer's patients, including improvements in memory, orientation, and language.
Well, right now, the president just tweeted this a couple of moments ago. We want to share it with you. Big success on the Turkey-Syria border. Safe zone created. Ceasefire has held and combat missions have ended. Kurds are safe and have worked very nicely with us. Captured ISIS prisoners secured. I will be making a statement at 11 a.m. from the White House. Thank you. There you go. There's an update to that situation right now. Obviously, we will bring you comments.
I'm betting that's not going to be the only tweet on the day.
No.
Okay.
And I'm sure there will be another side to that story.
Yes,
so we'll
I'm sure there'll be a counter tweet
Continue
somewhere.
to follow the updates as they come in. But right now, let's get a check of our money this morning.
Here's Jane King standing by at the NASDAQ.
Good morning,
Hi,
Jane.
Paul and Lauren. Good morning. Well, the Food and Drug Administration did something very unusual. For the first time ever, it will allow a tobacco company to advertise its products as less harmful than smoking cigarettes. Now, the agency authorized Swedish Match to say 8 of its General Snus smokeless tobacco pouches put you at lower risk of mouth cancer, heart disease, lung cancer, stroke, emphysema, and chronic bronchitis than smoking. And Chipotle says its drive-through business is going so well, it is expanding it. And it also says it will likely run out of its limited-time carne asada in November. And also the chain expected to roll out a replacement queso and quesadilla next year. Okay, stocks are pointing to a little bit of a higher start here today. It's actually kind of a victory. We've had some disappointing earnings out this morning from both Caterpillar and Boeing. So both of those are in the Dow 30, those 30 stocks that make the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So we've been down more than 100, and now we're looking kind of flat for the start. We did have a down day yesterday, down by 39 points. U.S. home sales falling as higher prices put off buyers. Live from the NASDAQ, I'm Jane King for KUSI News. Back to you.
Jane, there are, we often talk about Fortnite and it's it just taking over. But now there's some interesting news that's coming out of this issue of Fortnite and being bullied.
Yeah, so the UK, there's a study that came out of the UK about, you know how you get, like, Fortnite is free, but then you can pay extra and buy certain things and kind of glam up your characters and stuff like that. And the kids that are not kind of paying extra to buy the skins and all the extra accoutrements that you have on the game are getting bullied, they say, because they can't afford to upgrade or, whatever. And so the dark side here to really what is one of the most popular video games out there. Some 250 million players globally play Fortnite. So, but I tell my kids, you get poor and they get richer, so you don't have to buy all that extra stuff. So it's, it's not always a matter of just like can't afford it. It's also a matter of just like, when is enough, right?
Oh, man, this trickle effect of Fortnite is crazy.
I would have bet $100 that Jane would not have used the word accoutrement in her first appearance.
But you liked it.
But I'll bet another $100 she knows how big the sporting betting business is going to be this year.
Well, it's going to be huge. I mean, this could be an absolutely new, huge industry. So one advising firm says that it could be $19 billion a year, and they say that mobile is going to be the key to really having sports betting reach its full potential. And they can make money a ton of ways. There's advertising, there's data sharing, there's the sports books, just the money that people pay to play the game in general. So this is really going to turn out to be just a huge industry.
It's only the tip of the iceberg, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jane. Well,
okay.
I'm going to assemble my accoutrement. See you in an hour.
Thanks, Jane.
See you then.
Let's go ahead and get a check of our other news this morning with Jason Ostell. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Lauren. Paul. Hi, everybody. An active shooter drill is going to be held at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park this morning. The drill will include actors and lifelike situations. All safari park staff have been notified and prepared for the event. They also work to ensure that the activities will not affect the animals. The drill is expected to end before the park opens at 9 o'clock this morning and will not affect general guest visitation. Crews continue to battle an 80-acre brush fire on Camp Pendleton this morning. The fire broke out yesterday afternoon and is burning in the northeast corner of the base near the School of Infantry's Range 409. According to Camp Pendleton's Twitter page, the fire has charred about 80 acres and is 35% contained. The U.S. Forestry Service and CAL FIRE are helping the Camp Pendleton Fire Department battle that blaze. And people in North County can see the smoke from pretty much anywhere they are. San Diego City Council wants to change the way the city auditor is selected. Currently, the city auditor is selected by the mayor. Now the council wants to fill that position from 3 candidates recommended by the council's audit committee. Council voted unanimously to put the issue on the March primary ballot, and Mayor Faulkner is backing that plan. Well, if you've gone to Disneyland recently, listen up. A measles patient visited the theme park last week while contagious and could have exposed others to the disease. The Los Angeles County Department of Public Health says the patient was near and at the theme park during these dates. On October 16th, between 7:50 a.m. and 10 a.m., the patient was at a Los Angeles Starbucks on Sepulveda Boulevard, then attended Disneyland the same day between 9:15 a.m. and 8:35 p.m. If you think you may have been exposed, reach out to your healthcare provider as soon as possible. Okay, move over Spider-Man. There is a new Spider-Woman. Indonesia's Susanti Rahayu has broken the record for women's speed climbing during the Climbing World Cup in China. She finished the nearly 50-foot wall in 6.995 seconds, beating the previous record. This, if you didn't know it, this sport is going to be a new addition in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
Seriously?
Yes.
She's like Spider-Man or Spider-Woman.
Wow. So what's it going to be called? Like speed climbing?
I guess.
Yes.
The Spider-Man competition.
Yeah, the
Spider-Woman.
the Spider
Spider-Woman competition. Wow.
I don't know. It's news to me. I didn't know that.
It looks like fun.
It does look like fun.
Boy. I was impressed.
Paul is speechless.
You get those, put those in those rock climbing walls. Just
have you ever tried it?
Too, and diversified it.
I've done the rock climbing wall.
Exhausted
I looked nothing like that.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
A couple steps. How am I
doing
down there?
The competition, but it's over so fast. I mean, she did it in less than 7 seconds. So
wow.
We can get a lot of rounds in.
Yeah. All right. Thanks,
We'll
Jason. Very cool. The San Diego Humane Society wants to ensure that your pet does not disappear this Halloween. Coming up, we're going to tell you about a helpful deal the shelter is offering to help keep track of your pets.
Plus, the San Diego City Council's Active Transportation and Infrastructure Committee are meeting to update the city's dockless electric bicycle and scooter regulations. KUSI's Allie Wagner will have more. Allie, I'm almost out of breath just introducing you.
Yeah, that might happen, but yes, they're going to give a status update. They're going to look into this a little bit more, see where we are when it comes to these scooters. We'll have details coming up. Good morning, San Diego. We'll be right back after this.
Expanded Sycuan Casino Resort is here. Be one of the first to experience all the new dining options Sycuan Casino Resort has to offer. Visit Sycuan.com for all the exciting details.
It is 6:20 now. Some updates are coming to the city's dockless electric bicycle and scooter regulations.
KUSI's Allie Wagner is live on Pacific Beach with all the details. Good morning, Allie.
Good morning. Yeah, where there will be a meeting going on today. And of course, on the agenda will be the dockless bikes and scooters. So, of course, we came down here to Pacific Beach where you know that there are plenty of these dockless scooters and bikes. But it's going to be the San Diego City Council's Active Transportation and Infrastructure Committee that's going to meet. And the agenda includes a status update on the city's dockless electric bikes and scooters. So the regulations that were put in place on July 1st. They're going to look at those. If you remember, those are when they went and put in that there was a permitting process, so that then it was only going to be certain companies who would come in and that the city would actually generate some revenue from that. They also limited the speeds, making it 8 miles per hour in high traffic areas, and that you had to scan a valid driver's license. So they're going to go and look and see if some of those are working. You probably also have noticed some of the corrals that also exist, but as you might see here, well, this one's not in a corral. So we're going to get an update on how all that's going. And they even said when they did the July 1st regulations that there could be amendments that could happen, that you could see more amendments to these regulations, that perhaps they decide to ban them on the boardwalks. Perhaps they decide to change the speed limits again. So this is going to be an opportunity to go kind of look at where they are as far as the regulations for scooters and see where they are as a city and what's going on, and if the regulations have helped, if they feel like they're not as much of a nuisance as they were before, or where they're at. So that's what's going on today. So that meeting will be happening a little later on, and we'll see what comes from that. For now, guys, back over to you.
All right, Allie.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Allie. Well, ahead of Halloween, the San Diego Humane Society wants to make sure your pet doesn't go missing.
The animal shelter is offering discounted microchipping for pets. During the festive event, pets are more likely to go missing, like on Halloween and July 4th, resulting in a high number of strays. The Humane Society will provide the service for only $10 at its Oceanside campus until next Wednesday. And speaking of pets, therapy pets at Sharp Grossmont Hospital are getting into the Halloween spirit. How cool is that?
That is so sweet. Today, dogs will dress up in costumes and travel through the hospital's cancer center, cheering up chemotherapy patients with treats. The four-legged friends will provide some relief in what can oftentimes be challenging days for patients who are ill. I mean, wouldn't that put a smile on your face?
Oh, that would make you feel better.
Yes, it's all getting started at 10 a.m. this morning in front of the hospital. My goodness.
Oh, more of that, please.
Something special about those animals, right? Well, Aztecs football hits the road again this weekend for the 5th time in 7 games.
Yes, SDSU is looking to remain unbeaten away from its home here in San Diego. They're currently 4-0 on the road. Their opponent, the 2-5 UNLV Rebels. However, the Rebels have done something the Aztecs haven't, which is beat an SEC team. UNLV took out Vanderbilt earlier this month, but they're still winless in the Mountain West. Here's Rocky Long on how they're preparing for this latest road trip.
Our league is such that there's no dominant team in our league, but there's no easy gimmies in our league either. UNLV has struggled here lately, but all you have to do is turn on the film and watch them against Vanderbilt, and you can see how good they can be. They've just been inconsistent. They're a talented football team that has a world of potential that just hasn't hit stride. So the idea that we're going to go in there and just win the game is ridiculous.
The Aztecs will be looking for their 4th straight win this Saturday.
All right, go Aztecs. And SDSU alum Kawhi Leonard is officially back in SoCal after making his Los Angeles Clippers debut last night.
Yeah, he missed his first 2 shots and then had to turn the ball over a couple times. And then he buried 7 straight. Leonard did baskets at one point in the first half. He finishes with 30, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, as the Clippers beat the Lakers and their new superstar, Anthony Davis. Davis and LeBron James had a strong first half, but the star duo mustered only 11 points combined in the second half. The Clippers win the first battle of LA, 112-102. They were, of course, playing without their other new star, Paul George, who spurned the Lakers to become a Clipper, and that's still a source of contention in the Laker Nation.
It's nice to see Kawhi Leonard there on the big stage.
Yeah,
like that.
I'm close to home.
Yeah. Well, Game 1 of the World Series saw the Washington Nationals take the 1-0 lead over the Houston Astros.
Do you remember my prediction? Nationals in 6. I made that yesterday.
We'll see. There's plenty of baseball left.
Yeah, the Nats won their first World Series game in franchise history, 5-4. Juan Soto had a standout performance, hitting a solo home run, 3 RBIs, and a stolen base. He also becomes the second youngest player in league history to hit a homer in his World Series game.
He's 20.
I know.
20.
I know, and he looks like he's 18. The Astros are attempting to win their second World Championship in the past 3 seasons. They hope to rebound in Game 2 tonight in Houston.
We'll see. And thanks to Nationals shortstop Trey Turner, All of America has won a free taco. He swiped second base during the first inning of the Game 1 last night, and the free taco comes as a result of Taco Bell's Steal a Base, Steal a Taco promotion. So this is the 5th year in a row everyone won a free taco from this deal. You can pick yours up October 30th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. There's certainly hope you forget by then, but we're reminding you.
Trey Turner was part of the Padres system, Padres draft race. So it's a
and of course we
bone of contention that he's played in the World Series and we're watching.
No, wish him well.
Yes.
Well, high levels of bacteria were found at Dog Beach in OB. What health officials are saying about the bacteria coming up?
Plus, changes are coming to Netflix and how the streaming service is planning to minimize password sharing. Wow. Good morning, San Diego. We'll have those details when we return.
It is 6:29 on this Wednesday morning. Welcome back to Good Morning San Diego. A new independent police oversight commission is being considered today by the San Diego City Council's Public Safety and Livable Neighborhoods Committee.
Hunter Sowers is live at the City Administration Building downtown with more. Hey, Hunter, how you doing?
Good morning, Paul. We're great. It is ahead of that vote, as you just said, taking place behind me at 9 o'clock today that would vote to establish, or rather consider, a draft ballot that would establish an independent oversight commission. But what would that mean for the current advisory board already in place with the City Council, and how would this change the way things are being investigated? Well, it would totally transform that process. First of all, it would start by dissolving the current Community Review Board on Police Practices that's in place right now and replacing it with that initiative that's proposed by the Women Occupy San Diego group. Now, some of the big talking points that they say they want to change that would be different from what's already in place to what they hope to be in place would give that commission the ability to retain independent outside counsel to investigate certain instances without having any ties back to the department. Now, in addition to that, if approved, the commission would also have subpoena power to investigate certain cases of misconduct by law enforcement. So it's important to note that the current CRB that's in place right now, it's considered an advisory board to the mayor's office and is represented by the city attorney's office. They currently do not have subpoena power and the authority to investigate police misconduct complaints. So this commission, it would serve as a hybrid review and auditing body that many feel would hybrid both of those things together and give them the ability to investigate what in ways that they cannot investigate right now. So City Attorney Mara Elliott, she did propose a similar initiative that would keep the CRB, the current advisory board, in place and grant it the right to retain independent counsel, but that was voted down at the last September meeting. So again, we are all watching closely that vote happening at 9 o'clock this morning. And if approved by the City Council and full council, voters can expect to see that on the November 2020 ballot. So a lot of eyes on this decision happening a little later today, and we'll be sure to keep everybody updated on the outcome. But for now, we are live downtown ahead of that meeting. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Hunter, thank you. A very busy downtown already at 6 in the morning. Thank you. Well, today's weather might seem normal for San Diego, but a red flag warning is expected to go into effect again tomorrow.
Ed Lenderman is live in Santee with how the county is getting ready for another round of dangerous fire weather. Ed's been on fire watch now for 48 hours.
Good morning, Ed.
Yeah, we're, hey, 63 degrees. Yes, it is jacket weather here in Santee until the sun comes up. Not quite as hot as yesterday, but warm conditions again today. The good news is just for today, the winds will be calm and moderate, just like they have been Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So enjoy it, because tomorrow and Friday bring a renewed threat of wildfire danger, and it's going to be a whole lot more severe than what we've experienced. So far, we've just had these moderate winds. Everything has been kind of tamped down whenever something breaks out, and there are plenty of resources available because we don't have fires all over the place. But tomorrow, the winds will be much more severe, much stronger, with the gusts even worse. And as Francella has been telling us, it's going to be bone dry. So red flag warning going into effect at 5 a.m. Thursday to 5 p.m. Friday. Again, the winds. So the gusts during the milder Santa Anas were 30 miles an hour. Now that's just going to be the sustained winds at 30 miles an hour. The gusts now expected to be as much as 60 miles an hour in some areas, certainly in the valleys and the mountains. So a red flag warning again in effect 5 a.m. Thursday to 5 p.m. Friday. Now, that renewed threat, if you will, even more severe, has prompted SDG&E to issue an advisory that they could be shutting off power ahead of the fierce winds, if they get to be fierce. Up to 24,000 customers. Again, the wildfire danger has them on edge as well. Here are the some of the communities that could be affected: Alpine, Verona, Barrett Lake, Boulevard, Campo, Cuyamaca, Descanso, East Poway. I don't know that that's always on the list. East Valley Center, Julian, Mesa Grande, Mount Laguna, Palomar Mountain, Pine Valley, and Ramona. So if you live in those areas or areas near there, certainly you are aware that you have been advised, and they say they will try to get the word out as quickly as possible if in fact they decide to shut off power. The watchwords tomorrow, Friday, and perhaps even into Saturday are caution and preparedness. We talked about this all week long. Mayor Faulconer was out earlier this week with San Diego's fire and police chiefs again to say, if you see something, say something, especially about the homeless camps that are out of sight, usually from the main stream or main view, if you will. If you live on a canyon and you see something down there that obviously wouldn't be clearly seen by the city crews, etc., please call it in, use the Get It Done app. I'm sure the mayors of all 18 cities in the county are saying the same thing. Call City Hall. Hey, we've got a homeless issue here. Number one, the conditions are deplorable, and number two, it could be a campfire, and guess what? With these winds tomorrow, it could be very, very bad. So again, preparedness and caution, and we will be on the job tomorrow and Friday as well. We are live in Santee. Downright chilly here this morning until the sun comes up. Guys?
Yeah.
Ed, it's 61 degrees for Pete's sake.
I agree with that. That's chilly. And actually,
My God, what are you, turtles?
That's at the airport. He's further inland. Oh, no, it says 61 above. Nah, sorry. I tried, Ed. I tried.
Jeez.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Oh, my, no, the temperature dropped.
61 is a little chilly.
Dude. Thank you, Lauren. We don't have Paul's body weight, the bulk, to keep us warm.
I was not going to go there, Ed. Let's keep it kind, gentlemen.
Boy.
All right.
All right. Let's get a check of your news now.
I think Ed's blushing. I think he felt a little bad about that. Jason Estelle is joining us now with News Now. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, everyone. The wife of Congressman Duncan D. Hunter has asked a judge to delay her federal sentencing. Lawyers for Margaret Hunter and her estranged husband appeared before a judge yesterday to ask that her sentencing be delayed by 4 months to April 6th. She's pleaded guilty to charges of using more than $250,000 in campaign funds for their personal use. She could get up to 5 years in prison, but her cooperation with prosecutors could bring a lighter sentence. High levels of bacteria have been found in the water at Ocean Beach Dog Beach. According to the county health officials, a beach advisory has been issued for the San Diego River outlet at Dog Beach. High counts of bacteria in the water can make both humans and dogs alike sick. Both are advised to avoid the water in the area until the levels are back down to what are considered to be safe. Residents in Chula Vista can now put more faith in police. On Tuesday, the Chula Vista Police Department held a grand reopening for their new and improved 911 Emergency Communications Center. The new center brings a new emergency phone service that delivers increased location accuracy. Residents can also expect more efficiency with more dispatcher positions.
Our hope is that people don't have to call 911, but when they do, they won't have to wait so long for a dispatcher to answer to get them the emergency help that they need. And anytime that we can answer a 911 call faster, lives depend on it. So even though it may be 1 or 2 seconds quicker, that could be the difference between life and death.
The new phone system was funded by the California Office of Emergency Services. Lori Loughlin and 9 other parents are now facing additional charges in the college admission scandal. The new charges come from a grand jury in Massachusetts, and they're in addition to the conspiracy charges the parents are already facing. The grand jury alleges that the 11 parents conspired to commit federal program bribery. It carries a penalty of up to 10 years in prison. Federal program bribery charges are in play because all of the institutions involved receive federal assistance. Arraignment dates for the new charges have not yet been scheduled. And Netflix has announced future plans to minimize password sharing for families and friends. The streaming service currently limits the number of devices that can stream from one account. Users can share accounts to some extent, but they've got to limit it to one household, with users creating individual profiles. Netflix is yet to disclose how it plans to monitor password sharing. The company could limit IP addresses, which could be problematic for families that live apart. Netflix has added over 6.7 million paid subscribers in the third quarter of this year. So
I'm surprised it's taken that long or this long to address it, because it's rampant.
Well,
yes.
Back then, when everybody was started and they figured out you could share passwords, there wasn't any competition. Now they're feeling the heat from all these other streaming services.
Hence the desire to get paid for every set of eyeballs.
I wonder how they're going to be able to
That's
really
the question.
crack
That's
down
the rub
on
right
that,
there.
though.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Takes
I know
somebody
about
far
8
more...
relatives that are going to be really bummed out.
I know, I'm thinking the same thing.
I gotta pay now.
Yeah, exactly. That whole
Uncle
12
Paul,
bucks.
can we have your password?
I know. Well, 5G technology is coming to another city in San Diego County. However, some residents are opposed to the idea.
We'll tell you more when Good Morning San Diego returns. It is 6:39 and it is a whopping 61 degrees.
It is 6:41. Welcome back. Live, beautiful look at Ocean Beach.
House lawmakers have passed a bill that makes animal cruelty a federal felony.
It's called the Preventing Animal Cruelty and Torture Pact Act. It specifically bans crushing, burning, drowning, and impaling animals, as well as allowing officials to go after suspected animal abusers who cross state lines. The new legislation would also close a big loophole by banning animal cruelty recorded on video. Previous laws have delegalized creating and selling those videos, but not the acts of cruelty in them.
Retail giant Macy's will stop selling real fur apparel by early 2021. The decision also applies to Bloomingdale's locations and its discount outlets. Macy's admits the move was partially influenced by animal rights advocates, but it also says customers are also moving away from buying real fur. The retailer says it will continue to sell clothes with fake fur.
All right, let's switch gears and get a check of our weather this morning, because it is weather we need to be mindful of, right, Francella?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have another round of Santa Ana winds, and I think this one's going to be worse than what we've had so far. But happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you guys had a good day yesterday. It was hot. It was very dry, and certainly just incredible temperatures that we had yesterday. I'll show you that in just a bit. In the meantime, starting to see our sun rising from Mount Woodson, looking towards the west. Mostly clear, a little bit of haze, a little bit of fog there, not fog, smoke from North County. Other than that, just Lions Peak looking towards the east. Absolutely gorgeous with our sun rising. And here's a look at our temperatures to get you out the door. Right now, downtown San Diego, 61, 74, Fallbrook, 55, El Cajon, 48, Ramona. Temperatures in the mountains, we're looking at 60s, and also Borrego Springs, 62. We are trending a little bit cooler than we were yesterday at this particular time, anywhere between 1 to 4 degrees lower. Not a significant change, but overall we are going to cool down a bit today. Just to give you an idea, we had impressive temperatures yesterday. Oceanside Harbor, 84 degrees was the record high yesterday, shattering the old record of 78. And Anaheim was the hottest spot in the nation with 103. This is in Orange County. Other temperatures in San Diego County, we're looking at Santee 101, Poway, San Pasqual Valley, El Cajon, Lemon Grove, San Marcos in the upper 90s. Even the coastal areas, Oceanside Harbor 94 as well as Vista, 92 for Lindbergh Field and also Chula Vista. So it was quite hot. Summer-like temperatures. Today we're going to cool down about 5 degrees or so, 83 for the coast, mid-90s for the inland valleys, 80 for the mountains, 96 for the deserts. Plenty of sunshine, cooling down just a bit. This is all because of a ridge of high pressure that's actually moving away from us just a little bit. Then we're going to have by tonight into tomorrow a big trough that's going to slide in the Great Basin, and the difference between the pressure of the slope system, low pressure system to this high is going to bring us stronger Santa Ana winds and a tighter pressure gradient. So we have a red flag warning already issued by the National Weather Service. It begins on Thursday 5 a.m. through Friday at 5 p.m. We're going to have extremely critical fire weather. So just to give you an idea, the National Weather Service red flag warning criteria is 6 consecutive hours or more of relative humidity that's 15% or greater, sustained winds at 25 miles per hour, gusts 35 miles per hour or higher, and dry fuels. So certainly we are going to meet that because tomorrow and especially Friday, we're going to have isolated gusts of 50 to 65 miles per hour, very dry fuels, very dry vegetation, and the relative humidity is going to be between 2 to 9%. So we're talking about bone dry conditions, especially for Friday. Our temperatures 83 for the coast, 89 on Thursday, even warmer for Thursday, Friday. We're going to cool down finally by Sunday into Monday. Inland valleys, we're going to be in the mid to upper 90s. Very dry conditions, of course, critical fire weather. Even sustained winds are going to range between 20 to even 35 miles per hour. Mountains 80 to 70, and for the desert areas, we're going to be going from 96 to 94, and then cooling down just a little bit by Friday. Maybe a little bit of drizzle, patchy drizzle. We're hoping, cross your fingers, for Sunday, but it still doesn't look that great. At least we're going to cool down and we're going to have more moisture. Right, guys? Over to you.
All right, well, some silver lining in there.
Yeah,
all right.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Francilla.
Well, the mayor of Imperial Beach and Baja California officials met to discuss the ongoing Tijuana sewage crisis.
Yesterday, Mayor Serge Dedina and Los Cabos Mayor discussed possible solutions to the problem, and now real change may finally be coming now that Mexico has a new administration in charge.
The significant thing that has happened both at the local, at the state, and even at the federal level is that we have a new administration. We have a new party in power that has a different agenda and understands the importance of working across the border and building and strengthening those relationships.
The meeting comes after several San Diego delegates traveled to Washington, D.C. last month to discuss the issue with the federal government.
5G technology is coming to the city of La Mesa, but
some residents don't want it in their backyard. KUSI's Ashley Rodriguez explains.
4G, 3G, and 2.4G have a wavelength increasingly like that until you get to 5G, and it's like that. It's like a chopping block cutting up our bodies.
Cancer, blindness, hearing loss, and infertility. Just a few of the maladies a small group of La Mesa residents say can be caused by 5th-generation technology, or 5G.
U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, right here, they did a study, 10-year study. It says clear evidence of tumors in the hearts of the male rats. Keeps going about all the other cancer that they're seeing. This is with 2G and 3G. Now we're going to put 5G, and we're going to put it on every single light pole.
You're going to microwave the whole planet with 5G every 250 feet? And you're concerned about the aesthetics of it?
The evidence of 5G causing health issues is still inconclusive. And regardless of what side you're on, you could probably find a study to back it.
The overwhelming scientific evidence and the conclusion of these studies have all stated there's no known health risk to human.
We're not going to do that.
5G technology uses higher frequency electromagnetic radio waves to send data faster, bringing new internet speeds that will allow people to download entire movies within seconds and allow devices like cell phones, robots, security cameras, drones, and cars to communicate with one another. We're seeing the towers installed in the city of San Diego right now and across the country. The next frontier is La Mesa. According to the federal government, City Council can't stop 5G from coming, although it can regulate where the towers go and what they look like.
And they seem to have generally just given much of the power to the industry, the phone industry.
Residents were hoping council would fight back, but the consulting attorney told them that to do nothing and avoid embracing a plan now would only hand over the control to the phone companies later. And they are going to install these 5G cell towers no matter what.
Technology is fine, however, it has to be safe, and this is not safe.
Ashley Rodriguez, KUSI News.
Well, while that debate rages on, a Mercedes-Benz four-door is sitting on the patio.
It's pretty. After the break, we're going to go outside with KUSI's auto expert, Dave Stahl, and talk about this stylish ride, plus that cool paint job. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
KUSI News Live Weather Cam is brought to you by Lexus Escondido, where we make car shopping a breeze.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. If you are looking to add a new Mercedes to your garage, look no farther than Dave Stahl, our automotive expert, and this rig he brought in, the 2019 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT53.
Yeah, that's
a
straight six turbocharged with a 9-speed. Sequential automatic behind it. OMG. Just look at the seating in this. I mean,
it's beautiful.
They're race seats. If you sit in it, the bolstering on the bottom and the top are so supportive. Heated and cooled seat, which is nice too.
Yep.
So I mean, if you need to get to the grocery store really, really quick,
this is your automobile.
You know, we're talking 0 to 60 in like 4.4 seconds.
Wow.
And the thing I like about it, you know, it's got the great big 21-inch tire and wheels. And this thing gets going down the road, man, it just drives. It's a Vegas car if there ever was one.
Really?
Got a nice big hatch in the back, so if you do need to go to the grocery store or go to the big box store, you can do it. Or if you want to do it, like go camping, or not camping, but go out and take somebody out for a long weekend.
Yeah.
This thing is perfect for it.
And these matte paint jobs are all the rage too. It's kind of like a gunmetal gray matte.
There is a special technique to keeping them looking like this. So as long as you read the instructions, you know, it'll keep this really, really nice look. Being it's a four-door, you got plenty of back seat room, and you got the same seats in the back as you did in the front. Got your own central controls. You've got your, this is called the Designo Selenite Gray Magno. That's the color.
Oh, okay.
With a red pepper black Napa leather interior.
The interior's beautiful.
Oh, the interior is off the charts. It's got an awesome sound system. It's got the AMG ride control, the rear spoiler. You got a 12.3-inch screen so you can stay on top, and there's a nav screen in the dash that will help you along with it. You've got a performance steering wheel that has everything. Kind of redundant, but I like it. I've learned to work this car off the steering wheel, not off the center dash.
Interesting.
You've also got, like I said, 21-inch forged wheels.
The front end looks great.
Yeah, you can turn the exhaust
really
on and off. Well, this kind of harkens back. This grill kind of harkens back to the days gone by.
Yeah.
When Mercedes was really heavy duty into racing, which they still are. It's not that they're not. But that grill is really a very much of a statement. I mean, with the three-pronged propeller. Yeah, everything about it. And it's got every safety device. It's got lane departure. I was coming on the freeway, and a vehicle went by me, and I guess he was a little close, so the whole right side of the dash lit up red, and the brakes came on. And so you've got to be aware when you're driving these cars, because, you know, their safety features will override your driving abilities.
Yeah. They're very smart.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we looking at, Dave?
Well, this one based out at 99. and tested is 125,300. And you get 19 city, 24 highway, 21 combined. Keep your foot out of it. I'm doing about 26, which, you know, for a luxury car, as much as this is.
And you said that screen is 13 inches?
The one in the center.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And you can turn the interior lighting on, you know, turn it on and change about, I don't know, 10 different colors.
Wow.
So you can do red lighting interior, blue, greens, all kinds. So they really let you personalize this car up to what it is that you're looking for.
Boy, that's beautiful. Okay, and these are available right now, right?
Yeah, you can pick one up right now. My recommendation, go to the website. You can order one, and one of the great Mercedes dealers here in town will be more than happy to hook you up.
It's the AMG GT53. All right,
looks like
Dave.
it's going 100 mile an hour.
I know, just sitting here.
Yeah,
God, it's a beautiful
crazy?
car. All right, we'll be right back with more Good Morning San Diego.